Hey everybody, Steve here from Press by One. Having a second in my little series of just instructional videos. I call them instructional videos in a very loose manner because, again, I'm not an expert, I'm not a professional. I'm a guy who really enjoys craps and likes to learn how to do craps better and likes to share that knowledge with other people. So that's what this little series is about. So, let's talk about actual dice sets. First off, there is no perfect dice set. There is no perfect dice set. There's all sorts of different dice sets. Different dice sets work for different people. If everybody, if the 3V set, 3531, if that worked equally great for everybody, then everybody would be throwing the 3531. However, everybody's throws are a little bit different, so you need to figure out what works best for you. But let's talk about some of the more common ones, and I'll talk about the ones that I use. So, one of the things to think about whenever you're looking at dice setting is you're looking to see what happens if the dice stays on axis. All right, axis means if I've got it set up. Let's say I'm doing a hard way set, 6-5-6-5, for example. All right. What axis means is that when I throw the dice and they stay together, they're going to roll onto one of those numbers. So if I throw it on axis, I'm going to get a 12, and this with the 6-5-6-5 set. And how we do this is with 6 on front, 5 behind, 6 on front, 5 behind, 6-5-6-5 dice set. Okay? So, if you're throwing the 6-5-6-5 dice set and you throw them on axis, then you're going to get a 12, a 10, a 2, or a 4 if they're on axis. Now, where the problem comes in with this is what happens if the dice pitch? What if the dice rotate? Well, let's take a look. If the dice rotate to the outside, what do I end up with? I end up with a 7. If the dice rotate to the inside, I end up with a 4-3. That's a 7. That's not good. So I'm not a big fan of the hard way sets because the 7s are just sitting there. With a slight mistake in your throw, 7 is sitting there for you. So I'm not a big fan. But if I am shooting for, let's say I'll play the all tall small, I might try the 6-5-6-5 dice set just because it gives me the chance of getting the 12 there or the 2 there. And same thing if I'm trying to get the 4 or the 10 outside numbers, it's not the worst thing in the world. It just worries me about that 7 coming out. Alright, so that's the hard way set. Another very, very common set is the 3-5-3-1 set, referred to as the 3V set. So 3 on front, 5 behind, 3 on top, 1 behind. So you see that the 3 makes a V. Alright, so 3V set, 3-5-3-1. Let's look and see what happens if everything's on axis. We have a 6, we have a 6, we have an 8, and we have an 8. So this is pretty good. It's going to pound those inside numbers, the 6 and 8. Let's see what happens if it rotates outwards. We end up with a 6 and a 2 and 8. Or we end up with a 1 and a 5, a 6. So this throw is a very friendly throw because you're going to get lots of 6s and 8s if you're throwing somewhat on axis. So that's a good one. Another one that's very common is the 2V set. Alright, the 2V set, or the inverted V if you would. So 2V set is 2, 4, 2, 1. That is the 2V set. So it's a backwards V, upside down V. 2, 4, 2, 1. The 2, 4, 2, 1 throws more of the outside numbers. You're not going to be getting the 6s and 8s. So you see here you have the 4, 4, 1, 5, 5, 5, 10, 3, 6, 9. If you throw and they both rotate outwards, you end up with a 9. If they both rotate inwards, you end up with a 5. So not a bad throw if you're looking for hitting those outside numbers. Not horn numbers, but outside numbers. This is a good throw for you. Next up would be the flying V. All right, and this is one a little less common. So what I just showed you, those are the three main ones. I just showed you the three main dice sets. You have the hard ways, and what you want to do with the hard ways, that's up to you. Whether you do 6-5, 6-5, whether you decide you want to do 3-5, 3-5. You just figure out what works best for you. But know you're always going to have a 7 ready to roll if you flip the wrong way. All right. So you have the hard way set. You have the 3V set, 3-5, 3-1, which is great for your 6s and 8s. You have your 2V set, your inverted V, 2-4, 2-1 dice set, which is going to give you your 5s, your 4s, your 5s, your 9s, your 10s. Okay? So those are the normal dice sets. If you don't know anything else, those are the ones to know. If you are looking to get an outside number, a 4, 5, 9, or 10, throw the 2V. If you're looking at an inside number, then you want to look for the 3V set. Get that 6 and 8. If you're looking for a normal, if you're looking for a hard way, if you're looking for getting some of the horn numbers, then you go with a hard way set. Okay? So just kind of figure out which one of those work best for you. Now, what do I like to use? All right, well, let's talk about my sets. Because I usually stay away from those because these other sets work well for me. After doing thousands of rolls, these other sets work. My favorite set is the 6-5, 5-4 dice set. This is my go-to set. 6-5, 6 on front, 5 behind, 5 on top, 4 behind. Okay? That's my normal dice set. Why do I like it? Well, gives me the 11, gives me the 10, 3, 5. So it gives me some horn numbers, but it also gives me the 6, it also gives me the 9. If it's outside, it's a 4 and a 1, it's a 5. Inside, it's a 3 and a 6, it's a 9. So I'm more likely to hit the outside numbers with a little bit of horn thrown in there with a 6-5, 5-4 dice set. For whatever reason, it also throws me some 8s. Alright, I also get some 8s with this one. So I like that. If this dice set isn't going very well, I switch over to the 3-5, 5-3 dice set. 3-5, 5-3 dice set. 3-5, 5-3 is cool because I get an 8, I have an 8, I have a 6, I have a 6. On the outsides, I end up with a 12. On the insides, I end up with a 1. So the 3-5, 5-3 dice set works well for me. The other dice set that I like to use is the 6-2, 6-3 dice set. 6-2, 6-3. 6-2, 6-3. I like this for a goofy reason. I like it when I first started. I like it because it forms a check in the back. The 2 and the 3 form a little check. Like, yep, check. We're ready to roll. So that's why I know it's goofy. But look what it does for you. It does give you a 12, 5, 2, 9. On the outsides, it gives you a 3 and a 2, a 5. Insides, it gives you a 4 or 5, gives you a 9. So again, hitting those outside numbers quite a bit. One more dice set that I like is the flying V, which is a 3V but inverted, and so it's 3, 6. So let's think about this. So 3-5, 3-1 is the normal 3V set, right? 3-5, 3-1, normal 3V set. Invert it. Now it's 3-6, 3-2, and your throw is going to be similar as far as what you're hitting. But if one of your dice is rotating out and the other one's not, you're going to get some different results from it. If one of your dice goes sideways, you're still okay. So 3-5, 3-6, 3-2 dice set. Now, of course, there is the all 7 dice set. And the all 7, I never use the all 7 dice set. I just don't. All 7 dice set is exactly what it sounds like. Everything you have is looking for a 7. So 3-4 on top, 6-1 behind, 4-3, 1-6. Inside, you end up with 5-2. Outside, you end up with 2-5. So everything you're doing is a 7. Now, I do have some friends who do the lay bets. You know, they'll do the lay bets on the 4 and the 10, and they purposely roll for the 7. They'll just do a little bit of inside betting, and then they'll do the 7 set to try to 7 out and get paid on that lay. I have friends who will, especially at $25 tables, when they're not playing the all tall small, or if the all tall small is just like $1, you know, $1 each, a 1-1-1, they'll try to throw a 7 on a come out roll. The issue with that is you could be making your table mad, because if your table doesn't know you're trying to throw an all 7 set, if you're trying to throw the 7, they may be throwing some extra money up on some things. They may be hopping. They may be working their hards. They may be doing some horn bets. You don't know what they may be working something on the pass line. So just be cognizant of what the table's doing on the 7 set. And you maybe want to tell the table, hey, I'm trying to throw 7s. So that way they know what you're trying to do, and they can try to bet accordingly. So anyway, I'm not saying this is the end all be all on setting your dice, but there you go. You got a quick little tutorial on some of the different dice sets and why they're good. You can always just figure out your own things. Hey, maybe I like the idea of the 3-6-2-6. That's what I was going to be saying. Maybe I want the 3-6-5-4. How about that? 3-6-5-4. Well, what does that do for me? It gives me an 8, gives me a 10, gives me a 6, gives me a 4, gives me a 3. Oh, and then gives me a 7. So maybe I don't like that set. So just kind of play around with the dice and figure out, do you have a dice set that you really like? And it always matters. The ideal thing is just what's on each side. Because ideally, that's what you're trying to throw. You're trying to throw them where they go exactly the same. That means they're on axis. It's like you put a stick right through the middle of them, and they just rotate together. That's why you want to keep the dice together when they're in the air, so that way you want them to hit at the same time, so that way, hopefully, they do the same roll. All right, hopefully this has been educational, or at least a little bit interesting. If you like this, what I've done, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll continue to talk about some of this basic stuff. All right, thanks y'all, bye.